Clid, Lee Sin, like, known for this champion. When he started on the LPL, let's not forget, this guy originated in the LPL, although kind of made his fame over in the LCK. And while we go through pick and ban, it's standard stuff. Wanfeng never played Jinx before today, but he's going to pick it up again in game number 2.
Yeah, and it seems right now there are some eyes on the Poppy pick for Clid. We'll be able to try and shut down that Lee Sin. We have been seeing, you know, more Poppy, especially globally, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do see that come out for FPX. But instead, no, wanting to go towards that Thresh, valuing the Lantern for the immobile AD carry, and also, Hung was hitting every hook. This is a very understandable pick for Hung to gravitate to anytime it's open.
Agreed, my dude. Like, when Hung in game number 1 picked the Thresh, we knew what was coming, and we get a rinse and repeat from the whole comp of FPX. Shallow, once again, wants to pick up the Jace nice and early. And we got the same draft apart from the Viego so far.
Yeah, so at least stylistically, identity-wise, both teams can just truck forward. For Weibo, I wonder if they still will want to show something like the Malphite, or FPX can just ban it out, right? Yep. You can ban out the Malphite this time rather than the Victor that you did ban out in game 1. If you worry about these heavy engaged tanks, you want to play these long range comps, Sion, Malphite maybe will be the go.
But we're getting a Volibear ban from Weibo Gaming, so Clid's going to have to change up the jungle as well. Xin Zhao, something you talked about in game number 1, Lyric. Anything else? The Jarvan's still there if we're talking about ST junglers.
The thing that's nice about Xin Zhao, right, is at least your ultimate also does have the knockaway. So if you are playing comps that, where it's like, okay, we have the Jace and things along these lines, it does supplement that role a little bit more. Still, we'll have the early game aggression, maybe not as much engaged potential as the Volibear would bring, especially with the fact that he did go Turtle Chem Tank in that last game. And they also recognize the amount of emphasis that the Poppy could bring. And there's the Malphite ban that we expect.
Good stuff. All right, well, the Shy getting targeted a bit, and Angel returns to Galio. This is a bit of a takeaway, I feel like, from Gory as well, as this has been one of his favorites running into the LPL season.
You do have things like the Victor left open, which could just easily farm out that laning phase and completely abuse the Galio. And for Weibo, if FPX are going to go this route, which I definitely think they will and they should, you should be looking at engage options, right? Because right now FPX have a really good standoff. If we're going to get to these points around mid waves, they're going to be able to try to force you off objectives. Orianna still facilitates that role just as well as the Victor does. And yeah, I think FPX's comp is very well indexed into this one direction.
Well, I want to see how they close it out, because we need that jungler. We already talked about things like Xin before. Clid's lost the Volibear. And this is something that we've seen in solo lanes and solo queue, but it looks like Clid's just going through it for now. As this gets locked in, Lyric, look, I'm going to expect the normalities. Yep, there we go, Xin Zhao. Weibo Gaming, quick, tell me what happens.
Honestly, I have no idea what the Shy is going to go towards. Like I said, you're looking for engage up in that top side in my mind. There's no way, is there?
Oh my god.
He does it!
Oh my god.
He does it! We get the Lucian!
Dude, I saw the Kalista and I'm like, nah, he's not doing this. But it's going to be AD versus AD. The Shy's going to try and take that Lucian matchup. Lyric, now what does this comp do? Are we just hovering topside as Weibo Gaming? Like, what's the goal?
Yeah, I feel like there's way more urgency on Weibo's comp than there would have been had they did have other options in this top lane. Well, I guess things like the Ornn possibly would have been open if they wanted to go for these all-in fights. Doesn't set up the Galio, though. But point is, with the Lucian they've locked in, it is going to be a lot about snowballing this top side, right? Your mid lane should always be able to move, especially at that level 6 point, since you don't need to get too far from your lane. You're going to have the Lee Sin there to supplement it as well.
Again, we get the Shy on Lucian top versus Xiao Lao who has that cutting-edge mojo-ness to him as well. We return to Summoner's Rift. It's airy on Lucian. It is lane-focused here for the man. And Lyric, when we talk about the Shy, we don't talk about the Malphites. We don't talk about the Ornns. We talk about the Kalistas, the Lucians, the Quinns. This guy wants to win lane. And this is not really something we've seen all too much from his debut in Weibo Gaming.
No, this is, the Shy has shown some dimensions, right? But I think he's definitely played more of a team-fighting role on Weibo so far. Most played being Gwen, has a few games on the Gragas, has brought out the Sion and the Malphite like we have seen. So this is going to be a bit of a swap in style for the side of Weibo. Again, I think their checklist looks like it should be pretty obvious in terms of early game supplementing the Shy.
Yep.
You do have Wanfeng playing a bit of a insurance policy later on, and then Angel going to be looking to pick off sides later, but also if you can find picks with that Predator, getting onto Gory or Xiaolahu will be quite massive. For FPX, I think it's about kind of chilling a little bit in the early game. You're going to have Prio coming out through that mid lane with some of these early trades, And we know Hung is going to be playing quite aggressively if Clid wants to enable it.
Already sent out a couple of hooks there. Pixel Brush was the goal for FPX, but no one's standing in it from Weibo Gaming. As On goes for a tongue lash again. So we will talk about that top lane quite a bit here, folks, as the Shy starts off the lane with Airy and Shallow, already taking a bit of poke. And remember, we've seen this before when he was on that IG roster. We've seen him on the Lucian top versus the Jays. He's won the matchup. And it's been pretty devastating. I can't give you specifics. I just know that it's happened before. So here with the TP Lucian in the top lane, it already begins. Shallow, who at half HP, burning a pot already, trying to stay safe.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a matchup we've seen time and time again, right? Of people picking the Lucian into the Jace, being able to trade aggressively with those level 1 Qs through the minions, hit that level 2 first. You have a ton of mobility to try to dodge it on things like the accelerated shot blast, and then kiting out Jace if he ever tries to find an all-in opportunity. So the Shy going to have a lot under his belt this time around. Like you said, to go for the Airy to have that bigger presence in the laning phase. He's making use of it so far.
I was actually going to say that, you know, it comes to your point that SOFM is heading up towards that top side and starting his pathing there as Angel and Gory just fighting off and Gory poking him down within the lane. I like that Clid is doing the same thing. He's passed up to here doing everything but the Krug camp. So as a response to punish the Shy or maybe even combat what Weibo Gaming want to do, Clid is ready in position. Lyric, I also want to point out, you mentioned Angel and how he could affect this in the early stages. Nothing like a Doran start. Angel has started with boots with that Predator, so straight from level 1 is ready to go.
I think Angel knows his role, right? He's going to get pushed in early by Gory, like now Gory just able to tether him on his range, continuously poke him down with autos. He also has Airy, so Angel going to be taking a bit of damage. And Angel not going to be at a point where he really can just start ignoring minion waves until he does get that first back underneath his belt. But Shallow, who's getting chunked pretty low. SOFM, I think he can find this.
I mean, the poke's coming through. Shallow, who goes forward. The Shy doesn't care about that trade because SOFM wasn't spotted until
Clid's
now.
here.
Clid predicting a level difference between him and SOFM. I wonder how the duel goes as Sonic Wave being held onto. Waiting for the resonating strike. SOFM again holding, but the Shy there. TP might be too late. Flushed away from the Lucian. He's in, but the Shy actually taking way too much. Weibo Gaming have given a double to their opponent.
And FPX come in with the right idea. They know that the Galio won't be able to start influencing the map this early on, so they just want to hover Clid up towards that top side and look for counter ganks, look to buy time, because they know later on they're going to be the team with the advantage. So Clid, you know, buying time, drawing space, allowing for the TP to come back out from the Jace. We're going to see it here. Clid not necessarily, I think, looking for this isolated 1v1, right? Wants to make sure his top laner doesn't get dove, pulls them closer to turret, does get the knockup on SOFM, forces him out, even burning the flash to be able to get more space between them than Shallow, who comes in for the easy 1-2.
Dude, double kill on the Jays, double longsword. Now, the matchup before, I would have said the Shy is just going to keep blasting, right? I'm not sure how this goes anymore. Yeah, the red buff burning him down a little bit more even after the mana expended. Shallow in a very comfortable position. Lyric, what the heck happens now if you're Weibo Gaming?
I mean, I don't think Weibo actually have a lot of flexibility with their composition. I think despite those 2 kills going down, right, you're still going to be having to look up towards that top side. Yeah. If your Lucian falls behind, he's going to be able to do nothing against the enemy composition. Luckily for the side of Weibo, their bot lane has been holding up pretty well. They're pretty much even in terms of CS after they pick up this wave, but again, I don't see how, in terms of teamfight formations later on, that Huanfeng will be able to find a massive impact in this game with no way of really going forward. They'll need FPX to be the team that has to run into them.
Well, concerning, it's alarming, and I'm sure if FPX are going to give that leeway. There's a Serrated Dirk up in that top lane, and the tier now picked up from Shallow, who 10 CS behind. I'm going to hold on that because the wave is at his feet right now. So for the Shy, again, not the lead that we expected after that dive goes horribly wrong. But SOFM is back up here. Shallow, who also doesn't have summoners much like the Shy. I'm curious to see if junglers come up here quite shortly. Lyric, the 2v2 is what I'm going to hold my breath for once again.
I don't think it'll be a 2v2, my friend, because Angel does now have the hero's entrance, so he can very easily partake in any of these fights. Right now, they're not hovering up towards that top side, so if anything breaks out right now, it would just be a straight-up 2v2. And Angel actually hovering around to cover his bot lane.
Yeah, going down for the potential dive as Hung gets a hook on in. Two-man grabbing him, the exhaust through. On wants to dive on in, ready for this Galio, but Angel spotted out on a ward. Predator held onto for the time being, returns to mid lane. And in topside, nothing happens because SOFM was sitting on a ward. Clid now coming in after being spotted out on control ward of Weibo Gaming's own. Shy just going to have to back off for now. So again, you said FPX want to lull about in this early game. That's exactly what they're getting done.
I do want to say, though, hitting back on the last point of you pointing out, you know, on wanting to dive in bot, I am very interested in seeing the Abyssal Dive Galio combo. Because it doesn't sound all that potent, right? Like, okay, Abyssal Dive does have a knock-up. Angel going in.
Wants to come on into this. Sonic Wave there, but there's no kick available. SFM doesn't have flash either, and Gory just lulls it off. And a little bit of lulling here today in our second game, and that's it. Again, Weibo Gaming trying to be proactive, and FPX just aren't letting them.
Yeah, no, FPX doing a nice job of holding the line that is Predator used for Angel.
Yeah.
And for FPX, again, you're kind of fine. Jace going to get up to topside, pick up the wave, maybe wave and a half. But he missed. Still is down in terms of laning phase, but we can see still up in terms of gold. The Shy not able to punish any plates. And ultimately, again, the big thing it does is shut down Weibo's game plan. We haven't seen them able to find a return play up there. And now for the side of FPX, they're doing a great job of taking advantage of vision control of the bot side.
What happened here? Just going to see some trading up in the top side. Culling was used. Okay. Culling and Clid actually spotted out as well. Wind becomes lightning, doesn't connect, and no audacious charge to follow suit. But meanwhile, while that goes on, FPX have decided to start off this dragon. So, again, ahead, both in gold, and now in the objective.
Now we're going to be looking at the Rift Herald towards the top side, right? Because the Shy's been able to keep up the pressure in the 1v1, so maybe that gives Weibo some confidence to try to play around that one. But FPX have had push in bot lane pretty consistently, so you always got to look out for things like Hung having a move timer to roam first. You got to be scared of the fact that you do have Shallow already coming out, you know, with Serrated Durek with an extra longsword as well. But point is, action probably going to be happening towards that top side, and I'd expect both teams probably want to look to contest.
I'll be curious to talk a little bit about that Hero's Entrance that you mentioned before as well. I think it was something that, you know, Orcs has said on broadcast, you've said in the past as well. Those first couple of Twisted Fate, Galio Ultimates are the biggest ones, right? How they set the tone for the game, and how they actually get off in these early objective fights. So for Angel, waiting for that ulti to come through with Predator now available as well.
And for SOFM, showing through mid, LWX is here.
Well, Sonic Wave comes through onto Hung after the play. The Ignite goes down. Angel gets the Shield of Durand on the way out. Sonic Wave once again. SOFM has landed onto LWX. Both summoners are available. Doesn't want to take the risk. Weibo Gaming burning some health bars right before the objective setup, and FPX quite low on the back foot.
Yeah, LWX took that Lantern just trying to get to the safety of his teammate, but did take a Sonic Wave from SOFM, did take also the Winds 4 coming out from Angel. Still gonna look to contest though!
Angel, SOFM goes in once again, the flay there, the kick backwards as well. FPX's support almost goes down, and Super Mega Death Rocket blocked by Clid. The Shy in the backline with Culling into 4 people, and Herald is losing patience while Clid goes in, but a Shockwave again! Gory emulating Angel brings in a big one, but the Shy returns in the angle of the Hero's Entrance. Beautiful. But Angels run out of steam. The flash burnt. Everything burnt in the fight. FPX ticking away as Weibo Gaming trade 1-for-1.
In the end, I like the way Weibo played it, contesting from both sides, not able to just utilize the fact that their comp does very well when you are positioned right in front of them and they can throw out, you know, their Orianna skill shots, accelerate shot glass. When you're collapsing from both sides, it forces them into a choice. We're going to see the action start off with SOFM trying to find a pick onto Hung. Does get the kick into other members of the team, but Hung instantly flashing out. But again, keep your eyes on the Shy. He comes in with the Culling. He's forcing out other members, while Clid is still stuck behind dealing with the other 4 members of Weibo. Gory, like you said, though, finds a massive shockwave. LWX able to finish off the Moonlight Vigil, and it does end up being a 1-for-1. But Weibo were definitely the team putting the pressure on FPX like we see here.
Orianna's in this series giving us something to shock and awe. You get it?
They're cracked.
Dude, they're showing up big and Gory here in that fight. Giving a trade kill over. Remember, that went to LWX. So now 1 kill on the AD carry that was trailing a little bit behind in CS. And who now has a Gale Force as well. So big news here for FPX, the team that wanted to buy their time in this game, Lyric. As on an SOFM deep into enemy jungle, Gory and Hung just respecting that for now, after all said and done.
And if there's any player, you know, who's going to use, you know, an early Mythic, an early Gale Force, let me tell you, it is LWX.
Yeah.
He is going to be looking for these plays if One Fong walks too far forward and looks for farm. As we can see now, though, the map kind of defaulting back to a bit of a more normal map state. Shallahu pushing up in top side. Both Soul Landers just in both side lanes. Klid going to look for this play on top. Does have the Rift Herald to break this one down.
Well, the Shy's lane getting pushed back. A benefit here for Shallahu once again as the Shy goes all in, but you just saw Herald. He flashes away. Wind becomes lightning. TP from his team. The Shy, I don't know if that was Chad or that was just... what's the opposite of Chad? Brian.
Brian, yeah. I guess that was very Brian.
That was so
of
Brian.
the Shy. Ease forward, looks like just to get a bit of extra damage off on that trade before he figures he'll be able to back out safely. But, I mean, Shallahu and Klid just commit. Instantly has to burn the flash to get away. Luckily for the side of Weibo, though, the turret doesn't go down for FPX. They still were able to get some of those plates, though.
I have to give context. Brian obviously, like, seems like, I don't want to say a vanilla name, but, you know, Chad is like the pecs, the chiseled jawline. Brian's like, oh god, anyone who's called Brian is now gonna hate me. You might sit in a library.
When I think of Brian, I think of Brian the dog from Family Guy.
Yeah,
so I don't know where you're going.
Actually,
for this.
so do I, dude. The writer.
Which I guess he does sit in libraries, but he also does a lot of other activities. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's seen things. We're all 20-something years old and still watch cartoons. It's not even sarcasm. Like, that's actually true. I still think Simpsons is funny, and I don't live with my parents, so... Hey, Dragon's coming up in a second.
Dragon is coming up, great point.
Yeah, FPX are here. What can Weibo Gaming do? I don't know. Hung throwing out hooks again, and they're kind of scared to go in river.
But Weibo do have entry from bot side with the fact that they had the Shy pushing, and both of them were hovering. I want to see if On sets up an angle, or Angel just uses his Predator. But no, not gonna find any way in the fight.
3 out of 0 for nothing on objectives. FPX are leading the charge here in this game. They spoil the Infernal Rift, and as Weibo Gaming look towards mid, it's FPX who control vision for now. You can see how dark the river's becoming. Weibo Gaming just losing control of this game piece by piece.
Yeah, with the fact that FPX got Dragon transition mid first, it obviously gives them an easy route to controlling top side. This turret should be able to go down. Luckily for Weibo, since they didn't commit to the fight around Dragon, they already did have a wave at that turret as well. So they'll at least get some damage on it. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get it because Hung making the right move by hovering around Gory, knowing that, you know, potentially SOFM could be here and they could look for these dives.
Like it. Hung switched on as usual as Gory. The Shockwave's going to bring Angel back in. Solo kill territory. He's trying to escape. SOFM save me. Flies through the heavens, but this time around, he ain't no Angel. Lyric, again, bad news after bad news. And while you're chatting there, I want to point out that Shallow, who got first turret blood just before turret plating despawned. So we now have an Eclipse Jace, who is absolutely ginormous.
I also want to point out the fact that we've now seen Angel ult twice. In the first ult, not able to find anything. I think he did get some flashes out from certain members when On did dive in when they were around topside Tribrush. But now, the second time having to run away, you were hitting on, you know, what impact can the Galio find early on with these ultimates? That is one of the key factors about having this global. He hasn't been able to find anything.
That, you know, first couple of ultimates being so key to the game. For Weibo Gaming, missing that spunk up in the top lane, having a real Brian dive, it felt like, in the first couple of plays. Yeah.
Guess what?
What happened?
Gold is still even.
Classic. This series, man, it's been doing it to us the whole time.
Right, I mean, credit to both teams that we have been seeing, like, them answer on opposite sides of the map when they know there are plays they can't make. FPX, though, going to be punishing down on the spot side for the side of Weibo, having the Shy pressure up in top in that 1v1. They're going to commit SOFM down to covering for these dives and potential plays, earn this bot in mid laner.
All right, well, we're just gearing up ourselves, clearing vision. Gory continues to be a pain in the neck for Angel. Klid coming around the wing. Potential dive now spotted out by SOFM, who's on the way as well. He's got a level advantage and a CS advantage within the jungle. Sonic Wave connects again. Angel gets to knock up the shield of Duran, but the Crescent Guard, the kick flash. SOFM cleanly does it, but the Shockwave says no. Gory. Man, I'm feeling good here for FPX to keep trading off.
Like you said, just great Orianna performances across this series so far. For Klid, I understand what you're doing, right? You already have the Orianna chunking out the Galio so low. Maybe assuming SOFM will be playing around top side, since that is where the Shy is, and he is the strong side of the map right now. But I think the idea of what SOFM was looking to do was correct, right? You know they're going to be playing around the spot side. You can commit on to hovering over. Huanfeng won't be in any imminent threat if he's just playing around his turret and trying to cover for these aggressive plays towards the bottom side.
Wrap it up again here, Lyric, because, yeah, you're right. SOFM in the right state of mind to start getting something back in this game.
Yeah, I think it was just a good read about what FPX were going to do. It was very obvious, right? You know they're going to make that play down towards your bot side. Again, I think they were assuming SOFM was trying to enable the Shy, maybe looking for dives on Xiaohu.
Hung looking for both the Dark Passage and Descent. I love that Hung always saves W for LWX, but more importantly, sends out a hook at the exact same time. Again.
It's just crazy how, like, LWX and Chris played together forever. And, you know, Hung comes in and, man,
they're better.
Synergy, but they just look so revitalized.
They're better. They're better together. It's crazy. Maybe it's like a bad marriage. You know, there's no communication there, and they just needed it to end.
Whoa.
And now this is like
say,
the new one.
Maybe it's not a bad marriage. Maybe just one of those marriages that, you know, becomes a friendship. You're both good buddies, but the spark isn't there, you know? There's no riding the magic carpet in Aladdin. There's no, you know, going and seeing Paris. There's just you guys going downstairs and watching Friends together and, you know, scrolling through Tinder looking at other people. And luckily, they found other people. Chris doing good on BLG, LWX doing good here. Everyone is happy.
Everyone's happy, and I'm sure they're still friends as well. You know, that's when you know everyone's a winner.
They still play Dungeons and Dragons together every Thursday.
They do. They just don't look at each other the same way, and that's acceptable, right? And Turret's going to go down the bottom lane, but Mitch traded off. FPX and Weibo Gaming continue these trades. Gold continues to be at an even point. And Dragon's coming up in 5 seconds. FPX once again in the same position in River. Lyric, this will be Soul Point if they get it. They've already got 2 in their back pocket, and everything is up and available.
Yeah, so I'm going to up across the board. SOFM, though, does not have that flash, so could be harder to find access onto some kind of sick backline kick that they're looking for. Looks like FPX trying to bait this one out. I want to see, you know, Xiaohu and Gory throwing out these skill shots, poking down the side of Weibo.
So FM already getting a bit low, but it's at least in he'll tank back up and be fine. The Shy on the wing as well. The engage from on. He goes in. Angel now with the wing as well. Shield around. It's huge, but it's disengaged from. Space built out and flashed away. Angel has lost the play, and more importantly, Weibo Gaming, no tools. The Shy brought back in. FPX say game number 3. Can you dig it? Xiaohu on top of SOFM. This man's got style. That man's a real Chad. And as Hung goes forward once again, onto Huanfeng, it's just going to be the nail in the coffin for Weibo Gaming.
This series just continues to deliver. FPX now going to be able to take so much off the map, dropping the Herald down in top. There's a ton of jungle camps available in SOFM's jungle. Well, guess what, buddy? Now these are Klidge jungle camps. Baron's going to be coming up soon, so very easy pivot for FPX to look towards that top side.
Dude, I love this series. I tell you what, FPX and Weibo Gaming, both with exceptional games, but now that FPX have broken it wide open, I'm glad that it looks like we're going to a game 3 after this play. Lyric, again, you're up.
I was expecting the ultimate here to come out from Angel again, but it doesn't. And you see, this is why I was questioning this combo, because On goes in, it's like, sure, you get the knock-up, you get a bit of a stun, but instantly FPX are able to turn and focus onto him. Then Angel's left in there with his hands up, like, hey, what do I do now? He's forced out. And then FPX able to commit to one side of the fight. Some of the early expectations we were hitting on, right, was coming from draft. You're like, hey, maybe this composition needs more engage. Instead, they opted into the Lucian setup, which, in my mind, does require more of getting ahead early, being able to pressure with a solution advantage. You see there, they just don't have an easy way of getting their damage onto the enemy backline of FPX.
It looks so hard. Like, everything falls, and at the end, your head is in your hands. It's SOFM walking into a brush. He has no business being here. Sonic Wave connects. There's no follow-up, though, of course. And now FPX on Soul Point. The important part, Lyric, is at 20 minutes in the game, Baron there, right for the taking when they get another pick. For Weibo Gaming, what do you do in this game now that it's all fallen? Like, is it all about the 5-man Angel or the 5-man Shield of Durand or just Huanfeng getting resets in a fight, luckily enough?
I feel like it's really tough at this point, right? I think for immediate options as Weibo, you're looking to commit one of your 2 globals to trying to find a pick with the Shy, right? You're having the Shy push in a side lane, then either committing On or Angel there to try and supplement a kill, probably onto Xiaohu, and at least relieving some pressure from one lane, pushing that out, and then, you know, either pressuring that tower or rotating the Shy over for a fight. in like a holistic sense, I think you're somewhat relying on a mistake. FPX have now gotten up to a 4K gold lead as well. They're on Soul Point. It is looking rough.
Well, at least you can go back to the drawing board after this one and go, well, we tried a composition that had a very narrow margin, and we screwed up the dive. Yeah, that's right.
One they haven't played this split.
Very ambitious, isn't it? It's again, you called it a very much IG draft. From what we'd see from people like Rookie and the Shy together, very much like a Ning thing to do. Let's keep diving top and make sure the Shy plays the game.
Right, that's something, even going back as recently as like 2020, I just remember consistently Ning playing up towards the top side, Rookie not dropping waves, because Rookie doesn't need to drop waves to move up the top. Rookie can simultaneously clear waves and move to top at the same time.
Classic IG way. But it's Weibo Gaming. It's a new environment, it's a new team, and this team in game number 2 hasn't quite hit it. Almost 5,000 gold behind at 22 minutes in the game as well. Note that Infernal Dragon timer in the top left-hand corner of your screen is Hwanfeng with a fancy sidestep to make sure Wind does not become lightning. And Lyric, Infernal Dragon coming up as well. 2 items, almost 3 here on some core carries for FPX. I just have to say, you know, it's great to see this team in action when a 3-2 team might get misled by viewers. They might think FPX are not really that good of a team in the LPL. They've been surprising us all, as we've been saying all series long.
Yeah, FPX, I think, have definitely been one of the standouts so far in the LPL. They might be 3-2. One of their losses was to LNG, close 3-game series. Yeah. They do have one that, you know, maybe could be looked at as a bit more unacceptable, JDG, who have been turning it around, so even now, JDG look legit. But once again, 2-1. FPX's 2 losses were brought to 3 games. They've kept it competitive with everyone.
Hello, kick flash on top of the Dark Passage. Doesn't want Clid to escape. On with the knock-up. Flash away by Clid. They've caught the jungler, but with the Crescent Guard, damage stops there. The ball out for delivery as Gory wants another beautiful shockwave. And they're trying. Weibo Gaming are really trying to find something happen with the Magic Before Dragon.
Oh, they almost got it. Sadly, not enough damage to follow up, but SOFM was trying his darndest to make sure that Lantern wasn't taken. It wasn't. Clid did have to commit the flash to being able to get out. FPX now getting the push in mid, trying to deny some of this vision down from Weibo so they can just start up the Baron. Again, we're going to be looking at the Shockwave. We're going to be looking at the Moonlight Vigil. I think Hwanfeng's flash was down, but I think it is coming up, like, right now. Okay.
Well, they've found their target onto SOFM in the back line. LWX trying to reset his guns with Infernum Gravitum, but FPX move is a 5-man core. Xiao Lao Hu on the wing, though, as the engage start from Angel. Shield of Durand is good, but as he goes golden, they're just trying to buy time. Clid without the ulti won't matter. As On again wants his own type of engage, but their Galio's down, and he hasn't used the ulti. Still, Weibo Gaming need to go in with the Shockwave, brings them all together. Now it's time for you to kiss. Gory might die in the process, but Infernal Dragon looks to be secured. SOFM zoned off, and the rest of FPX are going to take this one with a breeze.
Oh,
Hung again. That's the man on Thresh that needs to be respected.
I love watching this guy play Engage Champions. There is nothing more fun in the LPL. They find it. Massive team fight comes out once again for the side of FPX. They not only have a 6K gold lead, they not only have been taking all your jungle camps, but they're also going to get a Baron. So we're going to go straight into the replay. Clid kind of starting this one off, baiting it out a little bit, brings Angel in. Great hook and flay coming out from Clid. You can see, right, the Shy and Hwanfeng not feeling comfortable enough to get in range to deal damage, knowing this Baron's coming up, so I'll stop.
Nice little bounty, but
actually Baron's going down.
And it's done. FPX have already picked it up. Hwanfeng now joins in, and there you go. It's down, it's out, and the gold lead now absolutely humongous. A 7,000 gold just about and growing. And you can see objective bounties are on screen for Weibo Gaming, but it's so hard for them to get it cleared. And Gory defending by themselves with this Baron buff. Weibo Gaming now bringing 5 members to have another try.
Yeah, they won't be able to get anything, though, because the other members of FPX are coming
Unclog the Frog. Yeah, he's going down the toilet, though, and unfortunately, that's going to create a blockage. FPX pick off the support once again, and with Baron, that base is in trouble.
Yeah, FPX definitely going to lay down the siege now. We've already been hitting on the range aspect of their comp all game. They have great wave clears, so they're going to be able to take down Weibo's minion waves, instantly burst down these turrets, and I think they definitely should have an inhibitor angle here.
Well, inhibitor, I mean, how confident are you at this point? FPX the damage, the Shy.
Oh my god,
gets it with a shock blast, and Xiao Lao Hu is showing how this game's been for him. Hung gets kicked away into the trap, but the damage is just not enough. The culling comes through. I say once more, Weibo Gaming have pulled out all the stops to try and take down one. Hung may die, But Weibo Gaming, the rest of them aren't going to live. Clip walking forward in the Nexus turrets as they obliterate, and as Angel gets an ulti in, Weibo Gaming back to the drawing board because this game got absolutely outclassed from the get-go.
Sadly for the side of Weibo, they weren't able to set up any of the conditions that they were playing for, right? As FPX take their time.
Yeah.
Maybe they're pissed at the Shy about kind of, you know, BMing and styling on them in game one.
Yeah.
They're going to take their time. But point is, you know, we talked about the Lucian early, getting this ahead. They weren't able to do it. They actually lose out in the first